let's get into it. So just want to go over my pre-market game plan. Going into tomorrow, as always, I'll do a session recap of today, and let's keep this quick, clean, simple, and easy. So as we can see here on the SPY, looking good, right? I mean, we're still, moving to the upside. If you go watch today's live session that I recorded, I break all this down very thoroughly on the intraday, and I mean, this is pretty good to see, right? It took pretty much what 3 days to fully recover from that huge sell-off day. That's pretty good to see, right? So we are still intact to the upside, on this market. Each day we are, moving higher, right? Yesterday we moved higher than the previous day, and then today, obviously, price moved higher compared to yesterday, right? I mean, today our top was 670.26, all-time high is 673. That's amazing, right? So we're still in play to the upside. So coming into tomorrow, right, we're just looking for break and retest over 667, 669, targeting all-time highs, or even pullback longs, right? If you want to go short on the intraday, obviously you would just wait for a price to fall under this previous day low. You can see this daily support level, highly respected, the 659. But like I said, we are not looking to short this name, right? We're moving higher, right? We're trending higher, as you can see here. Right, this looks good, right? We're moving higher. So we're not looking to short the overall market, as we know. Just looking for break and retest over key levels, targeting the previous day high and then all-time high, right? So major break that we want to see tomorrow is a break over the 669.20, targeting all-time highs, right? Qs, right? This was a key push today. On the intraday, we kind of break this down on my live session. The 607.15 is the reason, SPY couldn't keep going as well, right? A lot of sellers were sitting up here defending the 607. But coming into today, right, we wanted a break over the 602.87, and we got that, right? Let's go here on the intraday. I mean, beautiful. Something that I always preach, right? A lot of people trying to short this name. We fell under. They think that, okay, we fell back under the previous day high. It's a reversal. And these are nothing but bear traps, right? They are selling their positions when they're shorting for a loss. And what does that do? Like I always preach, it fuels this move higher, right? It's one of my favorite break and retest or pullback long or short entries is when we fail that level and then reclaim it with momentum, right? Because these are traders getting squeezed out of their positions. So tomorrow, I mean, obviously the key level here is really a break over the 607.15, right? You saw that was defended very well today. There's still some thin volume, as you can see here, that needs to be filled to the upside. But once again, like even on the Qs, a really nice recovery that we saw, right? Really nice recovery. So coming into tomorrow, right? We are not looking to short this name. We're just looking for really a break and retest over the 602.87, targeting previous day high. And then obviously, right, if we can get over the 607, we can really see all-time highs. Tesla, been saying this for a while. There's nothing here, right? We were waiting for the break over this 445, right? Like I said, the reason we're not looking to go long over this 436.30 is because this very tight channel that we're in, right? This is a very tight channel, right? Sellers are in here defending this, right? I broke this down very thoroughly, right? Look at every time we push into this, right? Sellers are just pushing this thing down. So we're waiting, right? We're going to let our trades come to us. What's the best A+ long setup, right? A break over this 445. That's what we're all waiting for. I'm highly sure everyone's waiting for the break over this 445. I broke this down on the higher time frame. I'll go there again. Give me one sec, right? There's nothing here, right? We are just consolidating, right? The two key levels to really take a trade off of on Tesla is 445 and 410. On the daily, right, we're just in the middle of the range. Now, we can see that we got this bull flag, shaping up here on Tesla on the daily. And as we know, when Tesla runs, it runs. So once it breaks out, like I've been preaching, we've already seen, once it gets over this 445, do not be surprised if we just continue to run, right? I know I won't, so just don't be surprised. So right now, every day we come into the market, we're just hands off this name until we get a break over this 445, right? But we're just stuck in a channel. So for clear reasons today, right, this was our no trade zone, right? Coming into today, this was our no trade zone. I said, if you want, you can scalp over this 436.30 because you'll be playing a channel breakout and we'll be over the previous day high, but tread carefully, right? So you can see, right, we did get that break retest, push to the upside. I highly recommend watching that live session video because I do go in depth on, what a break in base is, and I need more displacement on a breakout before I go long or short on my entries, right? So a saying that I came up with is weak breakout equals fake out, right? Because this can easily just be, a bull trap, liquidity grab, and then we fell under, right? Because this is the previous day high, right? You need displacement like this in the retest, but, right, we avoided this anyway. We're not looking to go long unless we're over 445, right? But I said, right, this is a game plan. This is a great scalp if you want to look for that, but tread carefully because you're going long into another channel, right? So same game plan, really with Tesla, right? We're not looking to short this name at all. If you are, do so carefully. On the higher time frame, we are bullish. I'm not looking to short this name. We're just waiting for this 445 to break, right? Because we know once we get over this, we can really see that, right? And I'm not looking to short this name unless we fall under 410, right? But once again, right, we're just in a channel, right? We're just in a channel here, right? Our no trade zone, and then clearly, right up here, right? We're just in a channel. So nothing going on here. Just be patient. Let our trade come to us, and that's how we get paid. AMD, beautiful. I really highly recommend watching this live trading session. We broke this down perfectly. I've been saying, actually, let me zoom out here, right? There's nothing here. We avoided this for a reason. This is why we avoid channels, right? Because when we get that clean breakout, look what happens when price runs. I say, if we get over this 227.30, there's clear shots towards all-time highs. I've been saying that for the longest. We're patient. We let our trades come to us. We finally got that breakout. Now, sometimes the breakout's so strong, you never get a retest. And as you can see here, we got a big breakout, good displacement, never got a retest, right? All the way to the top of this range, right? Key level to key level. Beautiful. Now, coming into tomorrow, right? My game plan, because we never retested this, right, is a pullback long off this 227.30 or a break and retest over this 240.10, looking for more upside continuation. Now, something that I always preach, right? When we're playing all-time highs, right? You don't want to get caught in this trap. So what do I need in order to play this since we're at all-time highs and there's no more key levels above? I need proper displacement. I need buyers to show that they are in control. Kind of like this, right? Today, this breakout here, buyers definitely showed they were in control, right? I need that and then a retest and then continuation to the upside, targeting that swing high, right? But if we just get a break in base, I'm pretty much hands off because I don't want to get caught in a fake out or liquidity grab, right? So coming into tomorrow, these are really our game plans. No trade zone in here. We still need a pullback long retest off this 22730 and a break and retest over this 24010, right? If we fall under this, I'm pretty much hands off, right? I'm not really looking to short this name. Market's moving higher. This is pretty much going to make all-time highs. Maybe tomorrow, the day after. I'm not going to predict that, but I mean, we're pretty much already there, right? So that being said, not looking to short AMD unless we get back under this 203. So I'm just looking for pullback long entries. And then obviously, if we fall under this 22730, we're going to avoid this because that's just a channel and we will be back inside of our no trade zone. NVIDIA. Now, I want to go over this pretty thoroughly because, you know, the game plan has changed on NVIDIA a little bit, right? This is the only name where I'm short bias. Leading up and coming into the week, I've been saying how well we've held this 184.50. This was a key support weekly level that has been holding NVIDIA up. And I've been saying, right, go watch the previous videos. If we fall under this, right, that is a leg lower. And now you can see, right, 2 days in a row, this is a daily double top here on this on this 184.50. So I am short bias on NVIDIA as long as we are under this 184.50. Now, coming into tomorrow, right, I am looking for either a break and retest over this 184.50 just because, right, the confluence here is really good, right? Let's break this down thoroughly, right? One sec. Right, this is a daily double top and a weekly resistance level, right? If we get a breakout above this, not only is that a big reclaim over a weekly level, we can now be bullish bias again on this name, right? And we just broke outside of the previous day high, right? So we got a daily double top, a weekly support, turn resistance, and we get a breakout above the previous day high. Those are a lot of confluences that I like, right? So we can clearly see that this is a key level here on NVIDIA. Now, if we break under this 179.45, I will look to short this. Let's just make the assumption that, you know, previous day wasn't swept yet during the pre-market, the previous day low. I'm looking to short this, right? If we open under it, I'm open to a pop and fade. But the only thing about NVIDIA that's a little tricky now is we're back into, you know, this consolidation zone. We're back into channels. Remember last month and even the month before that, you know, we were not trading NVIDIA a lot, right? It was just stuck in this channel, right? This is a key weekly level, right? Let me go on the weekly time frame so you can see what I'm talking about, right? Give me one sec, right? Look at this. This is on the weekly, right? Every time price pushed into this, we would reject, right? And then if you go on the daily, right, you can see we're clearly in a channel here, right? We were avoiding all this because price was just consolidating. And then what's right under it? Another consolidation channel, right? So we're just avoiding this for a reason. So that being said, you know, if NVIDIA falls under this 179.45, I'm open to shorten that after the fact tomorrow. But after that, if we just stay in between, you know, these two zones here, I'm pretty much just hands off this name. So it's pretty unfortunate. You know, we gave up this 184.50. Everything else in the market is holding up, right? You know, you had AMD making new all-time highs, SPY, QQQ, recovering very well, pushing to the upside, and NVIDIA is a little weak. So the game plan today was really a break and retest over this 184.50 or a break and retest under this 179.45. Now we broke this level way later into the session, right? I'm long gone by then. It was basically a cash day for me. I took a quick scout on SPY, but right, break, retest, downside. So if you waited around till, you know, 10 o'clock for that move, you did get it right. Our thesis was correct. It just happened very later into the session. So coming into tomorrow, literally the same game plan as today, right? These are the two key levels to watch. But if NVIDIA stays heavy under this 179.45, I'm kind of just gonna have to be hands off until we get under this 173.15, because then on the higher time frame on the daily, as I just showed you, we're pretty much just back in the channel. Apple, I mean, this is beautiful. Now, something that I always say, if you caught on, is when I'm taking a break and retest off a weekly level, I'm potentially looking for a swing trade on that as well. Why? Because it's a break and retest off a weekly level. That's a big deal. That's a break of structure. Now, we broke this down, you know, very well, right? I've been saying this name is not ready to be shorted, right? The sell-off was very unfortunate that we had last Friday. We're recovering very well. We were not that far away from all-time highs before that sell-off, right? Were we consolidating? Yes. But were we moving to the upside? Absolutely. So we're recovering very well. As you can see today, I mean, the last 2 days, right, we've been flirting with this weekly 247.30, and then today we get a candle closure above that. That's huge. Now, the game plan coming into today, right, was a pullback long off this 247.30 or break and retest, right? We opened up today way up here, right? Very unfortunate. But look what happened. We actually did get that, right? It was just later into the session, once again at 10 o'clock, right? Play off your key levels. We got that pullback long. Beautiful, right? Look how strong this candle is. Buyer stepped up very aggressively here, pushed this thing all the way up. So if you manage this kind of how I do, like you could have, you know, waited to the swing high got hit, scaled out, and just left some runners for a potential swing trade. So this played out very well. I've been saying for a while now, like this thing is still in play to the upside. Apple is not ready to be shorted. I'm not shorting this name until we break under this 241.30, right? And we're far away. So you can see we are moving higher. We're recovering very well. So coming into tomorrow, my two game plans is a pullback long off this 247.30 and obviously, right, a break and retest over this 253 top, targeting the top of this range and all-time highs. Palantir, nothing here, as always. But like I've been saying, if you've been looking to go long off this 177.05, right, that's just a valid trade. Look, you know, this thing's been holding up, right? You see buyers step in here aggressively, right? Yesterday, what happens? We get the break, we get the retest, and then we just push to the upside. So even though it is consolidating, right, the trend is your friend. On the higher time frame, we're very bullish. So if you're just looking to go long off this 177.05, right, that's your highest probability setup. Like I've been saying, right, for me, I'm hands off until we break over 188, or if we break under 169, then I'm bearish bias on this thing. So on the higher time frame, we're really just waiting for the next leg higher or lower, right? I've been preaching that. We're just waiting for the next leg higher or lower, right? So if we get over this 188, right, you can see something like that and then continuation higher, right? But as you can see on the higher time frame, we are stepping higher and we are bullish on this name. So hope this helps, right? Let's have a day tomorrow. It's been a very slow week. Yesterday was a cash day. Monday was a good loss, but you know, the past 3 days just crappy price action, right? But this is where, traders burn their accounts. This is where traders become impatient and they feel like they have to take a trade, right? Some of the best traders can sit there and do absolutely nothing, right? So let's make that very clear, right? We're just being patient, letting our trades come to us, right? We sat all day, nothing happened on the video, right? My key levels did not get approached. I did not take a trade, right? We ended up getting our breakout. Our analysis was clean. It was perfect on this 227 breakout on AMD, right? But sometimes the breakout's so strong, you never get a retest, right? That happened. And then on Tesla, we've been hands off on this name until we break over 445 or break under 410, right? So we're just being patient, letting our trades come to us, right? Patience pays. That's how you get paid, right? So we sit on our hands, let our trades come to us. It's been a slow week. Price action hasn't been that good. A lot of consolidation going on all around. I've said in my live session today, the best two names to honestly trade right now is just SPY and the Qs, right? The price action has been clean on those two names. We've been moving higher. We've been trending higher the last 2 days. So, be patient. Don't force any trades. The best traders can sit there and do nothing. Trust your levels and let your trades come to you.